Hey, good morning. I don't know why it seems like a cone-shaped hat. I don't know what's going on. Maybe because I don't have any hair underneath. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome to a daily dose. It's Monday. It's Monday. Gotta see it. I wasn't gonna actually just be an encouraging Monday, but you know what? I'm gonna get real with you this morning, and we're gonna talk about the shocking truth about weight loss. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's also talking about one of the things I actually may consider. Let me know if you're listening. I'm considering just ending this, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll do a whole separate video completely ending the daily dose. I think it's losing its reach, maybe losing its interest. If you're still interested in my daily dose, please let me know so that I don't discontinue it. So before we get into the shocking truth about weight loss nobody's talking about, if you've been enjoying the daily dose, if you actually have seen value from my daily dose, a show I started over 400 days ago, please let me know, because I'm actually considering just making this available for my coaching clients, the people that have invested in me, have a vested time and interest in their health. And sorry, as the sun's shining through, I'm in the backyard here. So if you please let me know, because I am considering, I can definitely do other things at 8 o'clock in the morning, but for the last over a year, last 400 plus days during COVID, during the lockdowns, I just started to start this daily dose to give you a dose of encouragement, to help you through whatever challenges and struggles you were having regarding your health, your fitness primarily, but also just life. And one of the things I know is a struggle is weight loss for a lot of people. But I want to actually just today pretty much what's the easiest way to say it is to reveal the shocking truth about our weight loss industry, that the weight loss just kind of epidemic, if you will, that nobody's talking about right now. It truly is. So if you're that person that maybe has been struggling and maybe you just are reluctant to start losing weight, you probably shouldn't at this point. I mean, here's the reality. I was doing some crazy, just looking at some numbers. Sorry, the sun is coming through and it's shining. I don't know if you've ever looked. I did, because of something over the years that I've seen. It's just creeped up and up and up and up. And it's not the amount of gyms or weight loss programs, nutrition coaches, diet plans, workouts, trainers, all those types of things. Yes, those have all increased, and they're probably at the maximum. I don't know why this hat's bothering me. I'm gonna have to do something about that little comb. Maybe if I wash it. Okay, I got a little ridge around my hat. So, but one of the things that I don't know, a lot of people probably just avoid looking at are the numbers. And even though the numbers of gyms are greater than ever, the number of coaches and trainers and diet plans and programs and doctors, and procedures that can be done to get rid of weight loss is more than ever now. Guess what else is? Obesity. Actually, the number is mind-blowing. We're almost to 50%. In the United States, we're at over 42% of the U.S. is considered obese, and we're talking about over 30% BMI. And you can argue the numbers and body fat versus body mass index, because I know for some time there's people that are in shape that are considered overweight just because they're looking at height and weight. But we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to get into more really the shocking truth about weight loss nobody is talking about. There's a good reason why a lot of people are overweight and still overweight, is because it's becoming the norm. It's becoming the norm. It's becoming the norm to be overweight, and even excessively overweight. So 30, 40 pounds overweight, which used to be something that was maybe a little bit more shocking, because it wasn't you didn't see it as much until those shows rolled out years ago, The Biggest Losers, where people were 100 to 300 pounds overweight, right? All those things. But now being 50 pounds overweight is kind of like the norm. You're kind of amongst almost 40% of the population. So it doesn't really feel like there is any pressure to be put on to lose weight. Like it's pretty straightforward, right? I get it. And it's kind of a battle for us coaches and trainers and healthcare professionals, even people like my wife, who's a nurse practitioner, is like, why? Like I'm considered kind of like I'm amongst I'm amongst the majority here, or close to it. In a few years, we're going to be amongst the majority in this country. I guarantee you. Now, how are we comparing to years ago? Well, I looked it up this morning just to look at the numbers, because I didn't know the exact percentages. I don't keep track of all, but since 2008, right? You can do the math. Was that 11, 12 years ago? So just a little over a decade, it has increased by 26.8%, almost 27% increase in the obesity. Now, why should you even care? Because it's the norm, no big deal. Well, you should be caring because a lot of healthcare costs are going up, because a lot of your health insurance plans are going up, because things aren't getting covered nearly as much as they used to. Doctors are starting to bail out because they're tired of that, or even what is it called? The liability stuff from doctors' offices. How about this? Type 2 diabetes is at an all-time high. Blood pressure, strokes, cancer is at an all-time high. And here's the crazy thing is, in this year, now I will touch, and I don't talk about this much, but guess what one of the highest risk factors for getting COVID is? Guess what it is? Obesity, being overweight. How is that enough to shock you and enough to know that you could potentially be at a high risk for dying if you get COVID and you're out of shape and overweight and unhealthy? Like that should ring some bells. And you know what? It's Monday and you want to hear some encouragement from me. You want to get that motivation to push you through your Monday so you can rock out and start your diet on a Monday. You know what? Why bother? Why bother? Like, hey, I'm going to die one day. Why bother? You know what? You should just forget the dieting. Forget the exercise. You know what? Eat whatever the hell you want. Do whatever the hell you want. Excuse the language, but you know what? At this point, why not you just become the majority? Just become like the majority of people out there that are, 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight. Why not? Well, that's one way to look. Now, I'm going to tell you that that's not going to be my approach for my life or the life of my family, or at least to encourage them. Now, again, I can't control like what my kids and stuff and all that stuff, but I can encourage. And I can encourage by sharing with you at least my personal experience with people who choose a different approach, who go the different direction, who become not the norm, not part of the statistic, the increase in the obesity, the millions and millions and millions of dollars on healthcare costs. Even what's even worse is the millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars that people are spending trying to quick fix their way to a better weight on the scale. They're, whether they're getting pills, potions, formula shakes, wraps, all these injections, or maybe even going the extreme method and having it surgically removed, or even having the procedures done. Oh, well, I have people I work with now that have those procedures done and they end up failing. That's the lawn guy next door. So it's basically time for me to say, it's time to wake up, America. It's time to wake up and to realize that, you know what? We are. I guarantee you, you don't have to be that. You can be a part of the other percent, even if we're outnumbered, even if in the next few years, maybe the next 5-10 years, over 50% of our society as a whole is overweight and obese. Guess what that's going to be? It's going to be more. It's just going to be more difficult, more challenges. It's going to be more people that are going to get diabetes, more people who are going to be high blood pressure, more people in doctors' offices, more people dying because of things that maybe they could have prevented. Now, again, is this a wake-up call? Maybe it is. Maybe it's exactly what you need to hear. Maybe realizing the shocking truth about the weight loss industry, or your weight loss, is that why bother? Like, who cares? Don't bother losing weight. Just be overweight, happy, fat and happy. Just be fat and happy. That's great, because you know what? It's becoming the norm now. You don't feel so bad. We were at a restaurant last week. I'd shared my restaurant experience, and it was a chain restaurant. And not saying that we're against chains. I'm not like uppity about that. But I remember this one particular one where just about everything on the menu, even the lighter side, was probably more than the average person really should be eating for a meal. But as I went in there, and then I didn't get discouraged, because I want to encourage you at the end of this. I didn't get it discouraged, but I did. It did sadden me to see so many people. And again, this is not in judgment. This is just in my observation. I am, just so you know, my profession has been helping people lose weight for almost 30 years now. So I've been on this route to trying to change the course and the path for people's lives for my entire adult life. So I just want to preface that. So while I say that, what I say in next is not in judgment, it's in sadness. I'm sad to see so many people who take so little care of their health and just kind of go with it, go with the flow. And then, and then the shock. I see people's posts in Facebook all the time. Pray for this person, pray for that person, pray for this person in the hospital, pray for that person. I hear people talk to me all the time about like all their medications they're on and how overweight and unhappy they are and how their marriage is a wreck and how life is so much harder now. They can't do the fun things. They can't get on a bike. They can't go for a walk. They can't do this. Their relationship with themselves, their relationship with food is completely down the tubes. And I would say I'm part of me gets sad, but part of me also is encouraged. And hear me out on this. Part of me is encouraged because I know for a fact that if you're one of those people, you have the power to change the path that you're on. You have the power right now to change the course of your life if you want to. If you want to just become part of the statistic, if you want to just become part of that 42.8% of the US being obese, just, just move into an area that's there. I know there's plenty of places in this country, they're even like 50 and 60%. Just move there and be like the rest. Just go ahead, be like the rest of people. I can tell you this though, I'm not going to be one of them. And you know what else? I'm also going to encourage as many people who want to be in control of their health rather than letting their lack of health control them, control their life, control their finances, control their relationships, control their mindset, control their confidence levels, right? Control their sexiness, or at least the way they feel, control their ability to put on clothes that they want, if you want to go down that direction, that's one way. But if you want to actually take back control of your health, you should want to. Even if now, I always say this, you should be selfish enough to take really good care of yourself for yourself and then for your family, but do it for the next generation. I'm not even going to go into the statistics at looking at childhood obesity and what this world is in a world. We're going to be in a world of hurt in the next, forget this lockdown in this past year everybody wants to talk about. Let's just talk about the direction our kids are headed in. It's not looking very good. I can tell you that. I guarantee you, based on the numbers of children who are obese in this country alone, it's going to be well over 50%. I would say I hope that and pray that doesn't happen. But I do know that you can be one of those people who choose not to go and become part of that statistic. So I want to know, do you want to not become part of that statistic? Here's the thing. I've shared this before. They're coming with the weed whackers. They're coming to mow and blow, right? Is it time to chop down right now? Like they're cutting the lawn over there next door, right? They're coming to mow the lawn. Is it time to chop down those insecurities? Is it time to cut away the fat? Is it time to get your body on a healthier path? If it's time, if you want to not become a part of that shocking truth and why you should really take your health serious and not become part of the statistic, reach out to me. There's a thing that I shared yesterday. My wife and I will be married 19 years tomorrow. We celebrate on the 25th, we'll celebrate our 19th anniversary of being married together. And I'll tell you, there's been ups and downs, but part of what's made it so amazing, it's only one part, and not even the most important part. Well, one of the things is we've pursued a healthy and fit lifestyle. We've made it a priority of taking care of ourselves and making it a non-negotiable high priority. And I want to share with as many people as possible who want to come along that journey with me, who don't want to be a part of the statistics. If you don't want to be a part of the statistic, if you don't want to go down with the rest of the country who's going down in flames with obesity and being overweight and unhealthy and a high risk for things like COVID, you know what? It's time to reach out to me. Send me a message. Just hit the word anniversary in a private message to me, and then we'll get on a call. We'll see if we're a good fit. And if we are, then guess what? Then you could be on your pathway to not becoming part of that statistic. You can help drop that 42.8% down a little bit. Maybe you can bring a friend along. Maybe you can share with your neighbor or a family member or maybe somebody in your office space, and you can realize, you know what, this isn't right. Being overweight and out of shape and unhealthy and unfit is not a good place to be in life. It can definitely shorten your life. It cannot make your life very fun, right? It can take a lot of pressure, a lot of pain, a lot of not just weight off, not just your body, but maybe off your shoulders, off your mind, if you decide to actually give a damn about your health. Today could be the day you give a damn about your health, to do something about it, instead of just falling in line with everybody else who decides that being overweight and obese is just, normal, why not? All right, that's all I got. Take care. Have an awesome, blessed Monday. Hit me up with a private message. I have three spots remaining for my anniversary special. You do not want to you do not want to miss out on this. You want to get in on this, especially if you're serious. Now, if you're not serious right now, if you're looking for some quick fix or some like free coaching or something, I'm not that guy. You can follow me if you want any of that. You can go follow my free group. But if you want to actually be serious and take your life serious and get a hold of it now before it's too late, reach out to me before it's too late.